Are you curious about the different types of exercises you'll find in a Manflow Yoga workout? Watch this video to learn exactly what makes Manflow Yoga different from a traditional yoga workout. Hey guys, it's Dean. Welcome to Manflow Yoga. Before I start, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe, like this video, and if you have any comments, if you notice that one particular fitness discipline is entered Manflow Yoga workouts more than others, or you want to add something, go ahead and leave it in the comment section. In this video, I'm going to take you through the types of exercises you can expect to see in a typical Manflow Yoga workout. Most of what we do is yoga postures, but we've added a ton more exercises from a variety of fitness disciplines because we believe in giving you the best possible workout for the best results, the most effective results in minimal time. And to do that, to accomplish that, we do more than just yoga. So here are just some examples of the types of exercises you'll see in a Manflow Yoga workout. The first is Pilates. And there's a lot of overlap between Pilates and yoga. The flow format of yoga allows for the insertion of certain Pilates techniques. It makes it really easy to do. And since yoga and Pilates are both practiced on the floor, and there's so many exercises in both that don't require any equipment, it's not uncommon to notice the influence of Pilates in these yoga workouts. It's really easy to fit them in. So, for example, there are certain variations of crunches in Pilates that you'll also find in a Manflow Yoga workout. And you'll find a lot of exercises that have one name in Pilates and are called something else in Manflow Yoga or yoga in general. One big example of that is pendulums in Pilates, which we call recline twist in Manflow Yoga. The other types of exercise you're going to see are physical therapy exercises, and these are a foundational part of Manflow Yoga workouts. They're used in physical therapy because simply for the fact that they are incredibly effective, and again, they easily fit into the workout format that we have with Manflow Yoga. Certain techniques in physical therapy are used for spinal health and mobility that are almost universally practiced in yoga as well, though the names are often changed. So for example, in yoga, we call a cat-cow exercise cat-cow, while in physical therapy, it will be called cat-camel. So the exercises might be the exact same, but have different names. Another type of exercise we use in Manflow Yoga is isometric strengthening or holds. Isometric strengthening is one of the best ways to help build foundational strength, to help you recover from injury and improve muscle awareness or muscle activation. Muscle activation is a huge part of what we do in Manflow Yoga, but it's also a favorite of physical therapists just because it's so effective at helping with muscle recovery and building muscle awareness to helping recover from injuries. An exercise is considered isometric when it's static or non-moving. So a lot of people will say that yoga postures are never truly static because you're not moving, but really they are, because you're not doing reps, you're not going through the eccentric and the concentric portion of the exercise. It's isometric because you are staying in one position. That doesn't mean that you can't squeeze your legs together and engage your muscles and use your core and be more aware of your body, but it's still considered an isometric exercise. So most yoga postures are by nature isometric exercises, but there are a lot of non-yoga postures that we include in Manflow Yoga workout that fall into the category of isometric exercises. So you'll be on the lookout for those in a typical Manflow Yoga workout. The next category we have is core strengthening exercises. And there's a lot of core strengthening exercises that you'll find in a typical gym workout or in an athletic training session or a core-focused workout you'll find at a boot camp that you'll also find in Manflow Yoga programs and workouts. And again, the reason for this is because it fits easily into the format of the workout that we're doing. One example is a supine bicycle. So this is definitely not a yoga posture, but it's something that's very common in a Manflow Yoga workout. And you'll find it in some other yoga workouts as well. The next category is bodyweight exercises or calisthenics. And in many of our Manflow Yoga intermediate workouts, you're going to see these more dynamic exercises. These exercises can work well with a yoga sequence when they fit naturally into the progression of exercises or postures that you're doing. So, for example, from a plank position in yoga, it's very easy to start doing push-ups. Or while you're in a deep squat position in yoga, it's very easy to start doing body weight squats. And from a boat position, here's another example, you can do boat crunches. So the way that we work in these body weight exercises or these more calisthenics or dynamic versions of these postures is just fitting them in naturally to the sequence and then adding some movement. So that makes it easy to be a bit more dynamic with the workouts, but also stick with the format and not break up the flow of the workouts. The next thing is yoga postures. So of course you're going to find yoga postures in man-flow yoga workouts and also in other yoga workouts. They usually form the bulk of any yoga workout, and especially in a hatha or a Bikram yoga class, they form 100% of the workout. And even in a traditional vinyasa class, you're going to have a lot of yoga postures. But the other part of that is transitions. And this brings me to the next group of exercises. Transitions. So transitions are how we get from point A to point B in yoga. It's how you move from one pose to the next. So this is very popular in a flow workout or in a power yoga workout because this involves a lot more dynamic movement. So moving from, for example, a down dog to, an up dog to a down dog, or moving from a down dog to a high lunge, or moving from a standing forward fold to a half lift. So there's a lot of transitions in yoga, and this enables you to get from one pose to the next. It also helps you integrate your breath with movement. And that's going to bring me on to the next part here, which is stretching and recovery work. So recovery stretching has been around forever, and you'll see this in a variety of fitness disciplines, but there are very few types of workouts that focus on them and make them so integral to the workout itself than yoga. So yoga is great for stretching. You'll find a ton of these. You'll find a ton of stretches and recovery work, postures in man-flow yoga as well as in other types of yoga. And there are actually specific types of yoga called yin yoga that incorporate stretching and these longer, more restorative holds to make it more about a recovery-focused workout. That being said, we've also added some non-yoga postures and some non-yoga stretches to man-flow yoga workouts that definitely don't have a Sanskrit name and definitely you probably won't find in a traditional yoga class, but we've included nonetheless because they're great for recovery. And then moving on, we've also got mobility work and active mobility training. And this is something that really helps us stand out from other types of yoga. And the difference here is the difference between passive flexibility and active mobility. Mobility work allows you to build strength and control an extended range of motion, whereas passive flexibility work is more about getting your muscles to lengthen, and it doesn't necessarily involve strength. This type of exercise, mobility work in general, is very complementary to yoga because it helps people understand the difference between these two types, right? Between active mobility and between passive flexibility. One easy way to understand this is doing a standing finger to big toe pose, right? So if you hold on to your foot and extend it out, holding on to your toe with your fingers, that's passive. If we do that same exact exercise, but we hold your leg out and you don't hold on to your foot, that's active mobility. So we tend to do a lot more active mobility training in man-flow yoga, and you'll see it more so in man-flow yoga than in traditional types of yoga. The next type of exercise is breathing. Now, breathing is a huge component to any yoga class, but there are different levels to which you can incorporate breath work. Some yoga classes only focus on breathing. You could go to a yoga class and it could be all breathing. You could go to another yoga class and there's absolutely no emphasis on breathing. Maybe they just didn't focus on breathing for whatever reason. Man-flow yoga tends to be in the middle. We don't have an entire 15-minute session or an entire 15-minute intro devoted to breathing, but the breathing aspect is reinforced throughout the workout. And in some workouts, we have a few minutes at the beginning dedicated to practicing breathing and integrating that with movement. And the reason why we don't do longer sessions focused only on breathing is because we want you to get straight to a full body warm-up and make sure that you're being efficient with your time. If you have time to do a 15-minute breathing session and then go on to a 30-minute workout, that's great. But we assume that you are trying to get on with your day and you're trying to get your workout through your workout as quickly as possible. So we don't do super long breathing sessions. Instead, we incorporate it throughout the length of or throughout the entire duration of our full body workouts. And then the last type of exercise that I'll mention in this list here is self-myofascial release and using self-myofascial release tools. So because of yoga's emphasis on mobility and flexibility and stretching, it's only natural that we include other techniques that facilitate this. And that's why foam rolling, lacrosse balls, knot outs, and other mobility tools or other self-myofascial release tools have made their way into Man-Full Yoga workouts. You'll also find this to some extent in yoga workouts if they do specifically incorporate foam rolling and yoga. But Man-Full Yoga workouts, especially our mobility workouts, use these tools heavily because they're so effective at aiding with the overall goal of the workout, which is increasing your flexibility. Using these tools helps you increase your flexibility dramatically, and it helps you do so to a greater degree than only using body weight or only using stretching. I actually have a program called the Mobility Project that integrates self-myofascial release tools with deep stretching and then strengthening. So that's a really cool program available in the Man-Full Yoga members area. And that's pretty much it. So those are the exercises that you'll encounter in a Man-Full Yoga workout. You might find some other types of exercises that I forgot to list here, but the ones that I've mentioned here are typically the most common types of exercises you'll find in a Man-Full Yoga workout. Again, this is not to say that other yoga workouts don't include these exercises. There are many types of yoga workouts and other power yoga workouts or online or in studio yoga workouts that do include these exercises, but it's not as common. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to check out a full blog on this topic, be sure to visit the link in the description to learn more. And if you have not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and if you have any observations about Man-Full Yoga workouts, any other types of exercises or influence from other fitness disciplines that you've noticed in the workouts, go ahead and leave them here in the comment section below. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you on the next one.